The cost of living and housing crisis is driving an increase in homelessness. A new generation of what's being dubbed the working homeless, people with jobs who can't afford a place to live, are being forced to sleep rough, including in the Prime Minister's Sydney electorate.
Today, we are translating a critical update that Canberra is trying to bury in the fine print. While the mainstream media talks about a migration slowdown, the actual 2026 data reveals a different price scenario. We are currently tracking a massive influx of nearly 500,000 visa holders entering a market that is already in a liquidity crisis for shelter. This isn't just about new arrivals, it's about the structural shift in who gets a roof and who gets a tent. PM Albanese's 1.2 million home target is currently 375,000 units short, yet the federal government is maintaining a high intake bias to keep GDP figures from a policy pressure collapse. If you are an Australian family sitting in a caravan park paying $360 a week for a patch of grass, you are witnessing the final betrayal in real time.
Sydney's rental crisis is well known, with a dwindling number of properties available and soaring rents. But a band of tenants in one building are fighting back after their weekly costs went up by almost 70% in one go.
It's an old block in a prime location, overlooking the ocean at Tamarama. Inside, a rebellion is brewing after tenants in the 9 apartments received staggering rent increases 2 weeks ago. Harrison Reed's went from $670 a week to $1,100.
I thought it might have been a joke, maybe. It was immediately anxiety-provoking.
That data from 9 News confirms the supply-demand imbalance is now structural. But here is the part they didn't mention. The working homeless surge of 2026. For the first time in Australian history, families with dual incomes of $120,000 are being forced into tents because the price scenario update has moved faster than their wages. When you add 500,000 people into a 1.7% vacancy environment, you aren't building a nation. You are creating an economic alert zone. This is a strategic policy pressure designed to keep property prices high for the wealth effect, while the exit ramp for first-home buyers is being barred by the February 1st APRA lockdown. If your debt-to-income ratio is high, the system isn't just ignoring you, it is actively locking you out of the market to make room for high-yield migration capital.
Madison dreams of becoming an animator, but her living situation is preventing her from attending school. This is her home.
You're definitely worried about safety, and you're worried about what's going to happen to you later on, or if you're even going to have food.
The Year 11 student says it's hard to study here.
Well, we have power and internet so that I can get the programs on my laptop, but it's also very difficult because with the Wi-Fi being how it is, it makes it really slow.
Her family of 4 moved out of their rental home when it went up for sale. They camped on a farm, but were forced to leave by the local council. They now pay $360 a week for this site.
Because of work guys, they're here by themselves. I'm constantly worried about them.
Madison's parents also worry about their daughter's education.
The situation in WA is a preview of the national price scenario for the rest of 2026. We have a Prime Minister who is betting his final betrayal on the hope that you won't notice the 375,000 home gap as long as the GDP stays positive. But the RBA isn't playing along. On February 3rd, they are tipped to pivot to 3.85% to combat the inflation caused by this exact supply-demand imbalance. You are being squeezed from both sides. Higher rents driven by migration and higher mortgages driven by the RBA's response to that migration. You have 21 days until the ghost rule takes effect on February 1st. If you haven't secured your liquidity or finalized your refinancing, you are about to be caught in the 2026 visa trap. Protect your equity, because the government's priority is clearly elsewhere.